Hello and welcome to Gabe's Games. Thank you so much for coming to see me play a little bit more of solo leveling today. Please like and subscribe. Now, I have a few thoughts, and I know that a few people in my real life sphere of existence watch my channel occasionally, which is really cool. And I have some random thoughts, and I suppose the cool thing about this page for me is it's not a workplace, it's not a place of service necessarily, although I make videos to help people. It's a place for me to just exist, do whatever I want. You know, there's one place in the world where I can really do whatever I like, and it's not everywhere else in life. It's just this. This is my one, creative outlet where I can do whatever I want. And I don't know. I have some ranting thoughts. My first one is, in my experience, the people who talk smack about and criticize your achievements the most have never done anything close to what you have achieved most of the time. People who are criticizing, I don't know, your channel or what you've done or anything else, either haven't done what you've done, couldn't do what you're doing.
I've been waiting. Would you like a cup of warm black tea?
Or if they could do either of those two things, they just haven't done it. They're just not gonna do it. So my experience, I used to be an international level gymnast. The people who criticized your gymnastics the most were those who tried gymnastics and weren't good enough to actually be a high level gymnast. So instead of becoming good at gymnastics or actually doing something about it in their own life, they talked smack about your gymnastics and how you had flaws in areas that they never even hoped to be able to compete. So, most often the people that I've had criticize my channel don't run a channel and or they'll comment about your number of subscribers, and I don't have a lot of subscribers, but not super high, but it's a decent size. It's a cool channel. But most often the people who criticize my subs don't have a channel with subs. Most often the people who criticized my athleticism or gymnastics weren't international level athletes. Most often the people I met in my life who talked smack about what I was doing didn't do, couldn't do, wouldn't do what I managed to do. But also, typically, I'm not a guy who does a lot of gossip. I just prefer to get on with what I need to do. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people in the spheres that I used to be involved with constantly talking about he said, she said, this person, that person said. And I don't know, I don't have time for, most of the time I don't have the time for gossip. I just get on with stuff. And I reckon if you're listening to all of that he said, she said nonsense, I would have thought the fact that I don't have time to engage in petty behind the scenes gossip is a sign that I'm actually in the right and good and not caring about that, and that I didn't do anything wrong. We all do what we can, but I just focus where I can on getting on top of what I can do, achieving highly
It's
where I
just
can.
business as usual.
Learning what I'm able to learn, Wait.
An opening! This is the end!
Let's go.
Leave it to me. An opening!
But yeah, I hope you're doing really well. I'm just having a blast playing this.
An opening!
And otherwise, what am I doing?
He's stronger than I imagined.
I'm looking forward to...
It's over.
some R&R.
You think I'm going to miss?
I'll do one video of this, I think.
Leave it to me.
Video Uncharted. And
Too slow. An opening! Tearing through.
there you go.
It was a good fight.
I think as well as that, what am I thinking of doing? Yeah, just a bit of this. I'll watch some anime, really relax, chill out, and then I had a really lovely person come and partner dance with me recently. That was very nice. Thank you very much for coming to do that. If you're watching, don't know if you are. It's very nice to see you. And otherwise, yeah. Things are somewhat groovy. You know, just do what you can, get on with what you can. You know, we're all only human, trying to do the best that we can. But I suppose I just thought I'd explain a little bit of my thought process. It's like, I don't have time for he said, she said, that person looked at me weirdly sideways.
I'll end this quickly.
And said that thing about this person, and oh my goodness, did you hear?
You think I'm going to miss? Time for a counterattack. I see it all.
That person's dog.
An opening!
I ain't got time for that. And I would have thought, you know, like, the fact that I don't have time for silly behind the scenes gossip would show that I do things
It's no use.
that need to wide ants and
Time for a counterattack. I see it all. Leave it to me. He's stronger than I imagined. This is the
get
end.
someone down a notch. I got stuff to do.
An opening. I'll end this. Too slow. It's over. This is the end. An opening.
Here's the other thing as well that I find true about gossip is that like I'll pause this for a second. For example, somebody could say absolutely anything. In this day and age, people lie more often than they actually tell the truth. So if you're interested in heavy gossip about somebody, most often you're going to hear a lot more lies than truth. And you can paint anybody
Time for a
as...
counterattack. Leave it to me. An opening. Enough with the jokes. You're an unworthy opponent.
anything. I think about people based on my gut feeling of how they interact and how they treat most other human beings. not based on other stuff. Because most often, I reckon, like, my compass of how I think about somebody most often is, if the gut feeling of how somebody interacts with you is that, for the most part, they actually treat people reasonably well, then you can assume that as they actually interact with people in a normal way, then the rules of engagement are good and people treat each other reasonably well. Like, I think anybody yeah, is in reasonable circumstances treating other people reasonably, I have time for, and I think that they're pretty good. Because I reckon most people, if you put most people in horrible circumstances, then most people just will not have their best shot of themselves. I'll see you next time in Games. Thanks for watching. I'll do some Uncharted.